Welcome to another episode of TikTok Live Podcast, Brotherhood in Arms, Real Talk Unfiltered. I want to say a big thank you to our co-host from Real Talk, the founder, Tyrone. And I want to say as well a big thank you to our guest star this week, Aaron. Welcome aboard, brother. How are you doing?
Good, thanks. Thanks for having me. Last couple of days and stuff, and I just wanted to. I was speaking to Calvin earlier about speaking about some of the things that we've talked about. So I just wanted to open up the question to yourself, where you said about you talk about anything. So I just want you to elaborate on the type of troubles that you've had growing up, what childhood was like, what family life was like, and so on, so forth.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you want to crack on with that, bloke, yeah.
Well, to be fair, I had it wasn't a good upbringing, shall we say.
Okay.
Domestic abuse at home was then transferred onto me. I was then taken away after a few years of being beaten and battered. I was then put in the care system during the 80s, which, if you know about the care system in those years, then you know how bad it is or was. I
Hey, big love for the gifts, people.
faced mental abuse, physical abuse,
Yeah.
emotional abuse. Yeah. Um, I was moved from family to family and then dumped into a children's home and just treated like general crap, really. Spent most of my time,
Yes, Jim.
I say most of my time at school was mostly on pensions because of the autistic and ADHD. I couldn't get on at school. I would work too fast for the lessons, so I'd be finished like 10 minutes, 15 minutes into the lesson. So there'd be like 45 minutes left of the lesson to do, and I'm creating havoc. So for, I think it was about 4 to 6 months at one point, I was sat outside the headmaster's office every day with my own little desk. And I weren't allowed to move till the end of day.
Yeah, see, I think like this is something that I was going to ask just so you can elaborate for obviously everyone that's watching and people don't understand. So I'm only 31. So for me, and I know Calvin ain't far off and a couple of other people are a bit younger. And obviously we got Jim, so we might understand a bit different. But we were saying the other day about how things were different in the 80s, the early 90s and stuff. So like explain to the people that don't understand what it was like there, because you'll give me a bit of knowledge as well on like what the care system was like back then, what family life was like about back then, because I know there was like less restrictions on things. You could get up to more stuff. There was less people that was trying to get involved and do stuff like that. But I know from like listening to my mum's experiences and stuff like that, how hard certain situations were 70s, 80s, early 90s. Obviously, I was born in 1994, so it's early enough in the 90s, but there ain't no way that I remember what beatings were like or social care was like or anything as a newborn baby, you know? So it gives me a bit of knowledge and the other people.
Well, put it this way, when I was still at school, you were still getting caned. We still got caned at school.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. It was either a cane or you got a ruler across the knuckles, the belt.
Yeah.
The teachers were allowed to punish them. This is still when the old bill could come round and clip you around the ear roll before they dragged you home.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So the care system was hell.
Yeah.
So you had all the beatings. I was one family I was living with. They treated me like a living babysitter, even though I'm supposed to be at school. So
Yeah.
instead of being at school, I was constantly at home looking after their baby while they're out doing whatever they wanted.
Yeah.
Then they wouldn't even feed me when they get back in, so I'd have to go out and steal food to feed myself. That's when my criminal record started.
Okay.
Can I jump on that?
Not
How was
caring.
your mental state at that age in the care system? Like, how was it like daily going through that, all the stuff like that, and at school and dealing with what you dealt with in like let's say the 80s and the 90s and stuff like that? How did you generally feel when you was going through all that, like getting the cane, like you just spoke about, when the police were different back then to what they are now? What was it? Was you like feeling more like every day you wanted to go home and cry, but you didn't know if that was acceptable or not?
I was the sort of kid that would do runaways. I was a runaway.
Okay.
I'd run away from the care
What do you
system. I'd run
mean?
away, so I'd have the police out looking for me all the time. I'd run away from
Well,
care
what
homes,
if they
children's
caught you?
homes.
What was it like?
All they'd do was literally drag me back to the place again and just leave, and then I'll be out the window in 10 minutes later because I
Okay.
would refuse to
So
stay.
like,
They'd move me to somewhere else, and then the cycle would start again.
so that was during the care system, I take it. Right. Okay. I get it. Well, so my next question was going to be like, obviously, what was like the siblings and you know your parents and stuff, right? You know, round that whole like time per 80s and 90s kind of feeling, if that makes sense.
Well, basically, I refused contact with my family totally.
Mm.
I didn't speak to my mum for 22 years.
Matty, big love.
I refused
What
point blank.
age was
Even
that?
if I saw my mum in town, I'd walk the opposite way. I'd literally turn away and walk away.
Okay.
See, I got a comment here, Aaron, in my comments from the lady that does the dance thing that Calvin speaks to and deals with, and she's put that's got to have such a long lasting effect on you. So I'm guessing that's around everything that you've been saying so far. How do you feel like stuff in the past, the beatings, the care system, everything else? How has that mentally, physically affected you throughout life to say current day?
Right. I'm 50 this year.
Yeah, yeah.
I still suffer with night terrors to this day. I wake up screaming,
Yeah.
and I'm talking depths of hell screams.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah, I've had partners jump out of bed because they've been petrified. Because it sounds like I'm dying in my dreams. Someone's trying to kill me. That's how it was explained to me. Because it's that. I don't know if you've ever heard a terrified voice scream. Pure, utter fear.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wake up. I
Well,
I tend to try not to sleep because I fear my dreams.
Yeah, see,
the
this is something
anxiety, you
Calvin was
take it.
telling me earlier. Calvin was telling me that you suffer with insomnia. So I guess that feeds into the type of question of like, what sort of times do you try and settle down? Is there like a specific time? Or I know for me, for when I've struggled to sleep and stuff, that it's okay going to bed and feeling tired, but the moment that you're alone and have that split silence, your head just gets flooded with thoughts, and that's what I feel for me. It has kept me awake in the past. Is them flooded thoughts that it's also like it's like you're reliving the moments that you've tried so hard to get away from, and you may necessarily be away from them situations, but everyone has memories, and memories ain't always the best.
I find the best time for me to try and get sleep is between the hours of 4 to 5.
Okay.
But then
is
I'm
that
up
in the
again
morning,
at 8
Aaron?
o'clock. Yeah.
Do you feel like
Okay.
that's
Then I'm,
because like your
then I'm up
body's?
again about 4 hours later.
Do you feel like that's the sort of time that your body starts to feel like that's enough now? I need to try and get something shut eye, like type of thing, or what is it that actually allows you to fall to sleep? Because I've been sat here some nights and like been in floods of tears myself, struggling to sleep. But I know in my brain, like my body and my brain are fighting each other because my brain's so flooded with thoughts, so many emotions, so much overthinking and stuff like that. And then I know I've got to get up in the morning to do the school run. So I know that I have to sleep to take the kids to school, but it's that battle then between yourself which just adds to the thoughts.
2 seconds. Just want to reply to a question now. Is
Okay.
it Shiloh's?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
That.
I
Yeah.
have tried doing a diary. I've tried keeping a journal, but I get to points where it frustrates me that much that I see what I'm writing down that I end up burning it.
I was about to jump onto that one when you were talking about doing a diary and doing a book and stuff because last year as well as this year, there's a few people that I know doing it as well that have been told by doctors now to start writing down like PTSDs and stuff like that, to start writing it down, to then start burning it when you get to that point where you can't do anymore and it frustrates you, to start burning it or burning it straight after. So if you get to that point, Aaron, and you burn it and stuff, do you feel a bit of release, or does it still haunt you that you've wrote that down? If that makes sense.
To be honest with you, all I feel is rage.
Right. Okay. Is it more of the anger coming out of you
Honestly,
because
I
you've
feel rage
wrote it
when I
down?
see
If
it
that makes
written down.
sense. Yeah.
No, it's
I don't
more the
suppose.
point that now I'm seeing it in black and white. I don't want to see it.
I guess it's like a sense of
If you know what I mean.
realization.
If you can get that.
Like a sense of
Gav,
realization to it.
I've got three dream catchers, mate. Say again.
I got a question, Ty, from one of the people in the comment section. It's actually a good one. That's
Yeah.
right.
Crack on, mate. Yeah.
Someone wants to know, Aaron, what other advice would you give people from your experience with night terrors that suffer with night terrors? What would be your personal experience of how to cope with it and deal with it?
Honestly, don't do what I do and ignore it. Seek help. Ask for help. When it comes to night terrors, it's all about seeking therapy because it is a lot of PTSD, so I have to deal with that first before the night terrors will calm. To be honest with you, it's got to the point now I've got so used to having them, it's part of me. So if they were to go, I wouldn't feel like I was me.
You wouldn't feel like the self again, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
It's inside you now. You've learnt to adapt to it, kind of thing.
it's something that's missing. Like I've lost something, a part of me.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you know what though? To that, as much as like Calvin's just said, you've had to adapt to having them there in your life. When you separate from them, you'll have to adapt to not having them in your life. So,
Yeah,
as much as you feel like you might not be able to, you've had to adapt to keep them there. So you'll be able to adapt to get rid of them. And I think that's probably when it comes down to mental health and certain like situations and problems. That's the hardest part, is accepting what it is you're going through, but also learning how to cope with it when you're so used to so many problems that are involved in your life.
yeah. I just want to answer the comment there. Reading is what is making you relive it. Is that what scares you? I guess in a way, yeah, because it's in black and white, so I have to come to the realization that it's happened. Whereas if I don't talk about it, I can just block it away as if it's not. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not there. But deep down it is, and it's caused a lot of problems with relationships, not just partners, but friends, family, my children, stuff like that. So it is. I suggest if you do, go seek help.
What tools have you used, Aaron, in the past to help you adapt to it? Is there?
Huh?
Like, was there any tools that you've used in the past to help you adapt to the night terrors, so to speak? So, hypothetical, music or games or stuff like that that's helped you adapt to the night terrors over the time?
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of the time, I'll sit up and I'll play like Call of Duty or GTA to take my mind off the crap. If that doesn't work, what I tend to do is put my headphones on and go for a walk for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, if I can. Do you know what I mean? But that won't be until there's nobody about and it's dead of night, sort of thing.
Mm.
Because of the way I am, I can't be round huge crowds of people. because no.
It's more of anxiety than anything, isn't it?
Um, yeah, that and road rage, but without actually driving.
So you got another comment here saying like, do you feel reliving it could help you, so you can understand it's not your fault? Like, I feel when I've gone through what I've gone through, it is that reliving it. I think you have to deep it. You have to look at it on a deep level because we relive situations in our head every single day. But I feel like it's not until someone says something to you and makes you understand that generally stuff does happen, but it's not always your fault to why certain people act the way you act. And I feel like since I come out of like my last relationship and living the lifestyle that I'm living now, as much as I beat myself up for so many things and blamed myself for so many things, it come to a point where one day I woke up and it was just like a switch that it hit me that you can't do anyone else's thinking. You can own your life is your life, and you have to live it for you rather than try and do thinking for other people and live it for other people. That I find is, as being human, is probably one of the hardest things, is to try and believe that other people are similar to you or have the same mindset and stuff like that as yourself.
Well, no, because at the end of the day, it may not have been my fault, but some of the things I didn't quite help, if you know what I mean. Like when I tried blowing the house up with everybody in it when they were sleeping.
Okay.
Stupid things like that, because I didn't, at the age of 7, 8 years old, I didn't want to carry on getting the beatings, and I thought the only way to deal with it was blow the house up.
What do you mean by beatings? Like from like obviously the foster care and the police and stuff like that?
No. This is before I went into care. This was from my
Oh.
stepdad. My
Oh.
brother's dad used to beat the granny out of me when he
Was
was
that
pissed.
more out of? Oh right, okay. I was going to say.
Well, it was either me or my mum that copped it when he come home drunk. 9 times out of 10, it was me. And I had enough, and this is one of the reasons why I was put in care, because I turned all the gas on upstairs, went upstairs and set fire to my bedroom. I didn't light all the gas, I just turned it all on.
So, with that, like, when you were 7 years old, at one point, did it come across your mind thinking, why is he doing this to me? Why me? If that makes sense.
I knew why. I wasn't his son. Make that perfectly clear. Yet my sister wasn't his daughter, and yet he loved her like she was his own. Yet I was the odd one out. So, it is what it is, unfortunately.
And if you're honest with us, with yourself, how did that make you feel, like knowing that you was the odd one that wasn't looked after, loved properly, and not treated with the respect that you probably should have got from, I guess, from that early age that you had to deal with it from? Because I feel like dealing with stuff as a kid and feeling that abandonment and stuff like that grows with you later on in life. So like you said earlier, relationships, that you start to see the pattern into why, if someone's giving you their all, you can't receive it properly, because at a young age where your mind's still growing and you're still trying to focus and grow with yourself as a person, as of life, there's nothing that's been given to you or shown to you for you to accept it later on in life. It's like learnt behaviours.
Yeah, I do, and I'm sorry, I do apologise beforehand if it offends anyone, but I have a serious issue with trusting women because of the way my mum let me down.
Yeah,
I shouldn't do, because not all women are like that, but up here,
yeah,
they are, because they let me down. My mum let me down, so the most important woman in my life, for her to let me down like that, has then, put me at the mindset that, well, if my mum can do that, then are all women like that?
Yeah, do you know what? As well, it's mad. It's mad that you say that.
I don't mean to offend people or any members of the audience that are in here that are of the female
Yeah,
spectrum and that, but
I
I
was gonna
apologise
say,
now. It's not yous, it's because of my past.
I was gonna say on that though, it's good that you just mentioned that, purely to the fact that Paul in here has just exactly said the exact same thing with his mum as well from the past as well, for what happened with him in the mum in the past. So, you know, like you just said, you just literally said the exact same thing, both of you, the exact same together, about how, you know, you feel let down from your mum from the past, which is, you know, not helped you in the present days.
Yeah, see, I feel like, oh, thank you for the follow up. I feel like for me as well, it's strange because as much as my mum was very supportive for me growing up, she was always there. There was like, obviously when I first split up with my first like baby mum, the relationship started to get rocky. And if I'm honest, we started to get on better terms nowadays because my life's completely different. I'm no longer in trouble. I'm living a good life. I have my own house now. I've got my kids. I'm focused. But
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of stuff that I feel like I've missed out on and that I should have been supported throughout that. But for me, obviously, both sets of my kids' mums don't see their kids. Like they have no contact with them. And I think for you to open up and say that about like the abandonment and the fear of things, it gives me a little bit of an insight of like how I can approach my children in the future over it, because I give my kids undoubted love, as every parent should do. But as I know firsthand, not every parent can do that. Do you know what I mean? But I feel it's about embedding it into the kids that there is someone there. No matter if one person in, I'll clap for the two of us. I'll love you for the two of us. Do you know? I'll support you for the two of us. I'll give you everything, more than the world ever could, because I'd happily lay my life on the line down for them. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like that's a hard part for me to realise of what the kids are going to be experiencing and asking questions for. Because my older two are 12 and 11 now. And I know that they have questions regarding their mum and certain abuse and not always being there. And they don't really understand it. As much as they don't talk about it, you can always tell, I think, when you're deep in connection with someone, you can tell something that the mouth doesn't speak. You can tell through the eyes, and the eyes are the gateway to the best pictures that anyone could ever paint. So I feel like it's nice for you to explain that. As much as it might be hard for you, it's nice to be on the receiving end with a pair of viewers, to be able to listen to what you're saying and try and like take a step back from this live afterwards and think, right, I need to, not saying that I need to try harder, because everyone around me knows that I try the hardest that I can for my kids, but try harder. Do you know what I mean? To be able to make them realise that, well, I know they know that I love them, but to make sure that it's, if I tell them 8 times a day, I've got to tell them 16. Do you know what I mean? If I cuddle them 4 times a day, I've got to now do it 8. Just so they have that, they never have that questioning of why weren't certain things the way they were. And obviously when they get a certain age, they'll have questions, and I'll be able to answer the questions for them. I just feel like, whilst they're still young, there's certain things that where they're young and their mind's growing and they're trying to find their way around life, that's where as a parent you have to embed everything to them and love them unconditionally, properly and deeper on a level, to show them people are going to leave, but long as you're true to yourself and you love yourself, that's what's key. Because I believe if you don't love yourself, you can't love anyone else. And that was one thing that I find that I had to accept when me and the ex split. Even before I got custody of the kids, it was something like I didn't value myself, and I never understood, well, no one on the outside of me that I was begging for friendships, begging for respect and love from, never loved or respected me either. But then when I took a step back from socials, like social media, took the kids, deeped it, got a flat, moved into the house, won the custody battle, done everything else, that's when I feel like I started paying attention and love to myself. And that's what, you know, I feel I'm not a big God believer or anything, but I feel like so many situations in my life that I've been helped from somewhere else. It's not been friends, it's not been family, but something else has helped me. But no matter how good you're doing, something will always be put in your way to drag you back down. And it's how you battle that to be able to keep on the straight and narrow.
Well, it's like I've never had anyone that sees me for me.
Yeah.
And the friend I've got helping at the moment,
Yeah.
not helping, she's more of an emotional
Yeah.
comfort, basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's something about her. I don't normally click with people that quick,
Yeah.
as Kelvin knows. And with her, it's different. We've known each other for about 3 years or so,
Yeah.
but the fact that I can show my vulnerable side around her and know that it's not going to be used against me.
Yeah.
That's good.
And she sees me for me, not what others do. If you know what I mean.
So,
Let me switch my devices because for some reason my phone's not charging. So I'm going to switch to my tablet.
you can't switch your phone, bro.
No,
No.
damn it. My phone is refused. Oh, now it's decided it wants to charge.
All good. It's all good. So, have you got any other questions, brother?
I feel like
you thought about.
I just feel like everything that we're speaking about is raw, it's emotional, but I feel like there's so much that you can add to the outside world as well with the way you can talk to other people, you can help other people, because as much as I'm say talking to you and I'm asking you stuff, I'm opening up about myself, and I feel like that's a big key to be able to paint them pictures for other people, to let people know that they're not alone, and you know they've got people there to be able to go to. And I feel like it's always more relatable if you feel that you can explain and go through situations with people that has already been through it. I call it street knowledge, but that's just because that's just me. Do you know what I mean? So
I was brought up on the streets. I lived on the streets.
Yeah.
So what I know, I've learned from the streets.
Yeah, that's it. And that's what I was going to say. Like, so then that leads me to like the questions that we was talking about the other day, and you said like obviously how you got involved with the Brotherhood. So I just wanted to touch base on that, because I feel like throughout your journey in the Brotherhood, you've been at a low point, you found them, and then you're in a position now where you can back and forth help other people. So I just wanted to know, like, what made you reach out to Kelvin or whoever it was from the Brotherhood to be able to get you to not just be involved, but be a member before you was a somebody in it, if that makes sense.
We're going to go dark here.
That's cool.
I had a plan. Well, I had two plans. One you know about, Kelvin, and the other one Ty knows between them. The first time I was walking back after I'd been told that I was no longer allowed to see my daughter. And as I'm walking back through one of the forest trails, I'm looking for a certain tree that would be good enough to hold my weight, shall we say.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the second time was about 4 years ago, just before. No, it was about 2.5 years ago, because I've been with a Brotherhood about 2 years, isn't it?
Yeah.
So about 2.5 years ago, I was stood on a bridge looking down on the motorway thinking, it won't hurt that much. And for 4 hours I was stood on that bridge looking down.
Yeah, see, I mean, as much as you said it's deep, I feel like with that needs to be dig deeper. So, okay, we know what your intentions were.
Yeah.
But we need to know why you got to that certain point. Now, take it from a man with 5 children, do you know what I mean? I understand what it's like when you can't see kids and stuff like that. That I think for me was pretty much my touch and go moment. Like when my ex of the kids that I got now was like, you're not seeing them. Now there weren't no reason to it. It's just them being used as a weapon, because there was there was no connection there left between me and her, but that was the only way that she could hurt me, if that made sense, because the violence didn't hurt, because she couldn't get to me to hurt me. The words didn't hurt no more because I had mentally shut down from it. So I feel like on a deeper level, explain more what was going on. And like the comment just said there, like, you're still here. Do you know what I mean? And the people need to hear your story. They need to know Aaron, not Aaron. Do you know what I mean? They need to know what Aaron is in here, apart from just the shell that we walk around in. We're a soul at the end of the day, and the soul will touch us and be able to relate to other people.
To be honest with you, I'm still, if I deep it, and if I proper deep it, yeah, I'm still that trapped 7-year-old that's scared.
I'm smiling, bro, because I know what that's like.
This is just a front.
Yeah.
I put on that image so people don't F with me. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm not a nice person if you piss me off. I will chew your face off if you look at me wrong. But that's not me. That's my protection.
Yeah.
Because I've only had me to look after me.
Can I ask a question? So going off the subject of, I think what Ty was saying as well, is when he was at the bridge or looking for that strong branch tree to, doing stuff, at that moment in time, what was going through your head? What was the feeling? What driven you to it, and why did you want to do it to the point where you stayed on the bridge for, let's say, 4 hours, and you said it wouldn't hurt that much? What driven you to it to make you feel like that, if that makes sense?
I was at my lowest, and I had no one. So it was a case of, well, no one's going to miss me, so why not? At least that way the pain will stop. I won't have the night terrors no more. I won't cause pain for others. The world will be at peace.
Proper to loneliness, to like no one wants you near their life type of loneliness.
Yeah, I've always been on my own.
Okay.
Yeah, I try to stay away from people because that way I avoid being hurt.
What made you?
Go
on.
I was going to say it's lonely. It's lonely. It's
scary. Sorry, I was going to ask though. What whilst you were there and you were thinking about it and stuff like that, what was the message that came through to, to walk the other direction? Let's say, like, choose the other way. Like, let's continue down.
There was two things that stopped me. One was my daughter and my boy. Yeah. And the other thought was, what would the impact be if I jumped off this bridge and someone hit me on the way down? What would their life impact be?
See, I think them replies there to Calvin are quite wild, because I feel like if you talk about one of them situations where you was ready to just disappear, let's say, the reason why you wanted to do so was because of the kids. But the reason why you didn't was because of the kids.
Catch-22.
You're stuck. You're completely there. And I know for myself, like, it's one of them where being in the similar situation, like, I feel when I didn't want to stick around, it was because things were being taken away from me that shouldn't have been taken away from me. And I didn't have the chance to be able to go and get it. But then I didn't want to leave them just in case that opportunity for me to have them was there. And like, I pray that like something kicked me out of that mindset, because as soon as I pulled my finger out, let's say, and started getting things into gear, started thinking depression is depression, but depression's only going to attack me as long as I allow it to. So you have to start fighting fire with fire and adding petrol just to make sure your flames are bigger. And that helped me be able to grow as a person. I won't say man up, because I don't feel like I've grown up or manned up till a bit later on when I had the kids. But I feel that, yeah, it helped me grow as a person to be able to think, I'm not dealing with this no more. Do you know what I mean? I don't, if I'm gone, what have I achieved? Because the reason why I want to go is because I can't see my kids. But if I go, they ain't going to see me. And I feel like that's more of the, it's not me not being able to see them as much as that hurt, but it was them not being able to see me either. Do you know
Them
what I
not
mean?
being able to come to you for advice.
Yeah,
about
and I feel for me as well, like, I lost my cousin at 28. He died of pancreatitis. Now, he had 2 kids and 1 kid on the way. And I feel like he was such, I was saying to you the other day, Aaron, he was such like an impactful figure in my life. And he was like a brother, he was like a dad, he was like a granddad. He was everything that you could roll into one person. And he died when I was like 17. And it was one of them moments where I feel it hit home, because you've lost someone that you could go to when there was problems, someone that could backhand you into gear, let's say, do you know what I mean? And say, come on, man up a little bit. Like you're stronger than this. You're better than this. But
or as
like
my granddad used to say, slap some sense into you.
Yeah, let's say, yeah. So I feel like with that, it was, for me, it was like, seeing his kids, like I said the other day to yourself, like his son was 12 and he stood up at the funeral saying a speech. That should never happen for a 12-year-old. I remember sitting in my mum's front room and like crying, and his boy CJ was crying as well, and I was just like, I'm 18 in like 3 months. I was like, Chris is never going to be there for my 18th birthday. And for like the last 3 years, we had spoke about the pub, we had spoke about going away, we had spoke about so many things with me being registered as a man in population's eyes, and he isn't going to be there. And I remember CJ saying to me, he ain't going to see my 12th, 13th birthday. And I was just like, like that realization of like, you need to step away and not feel so selfish or be so selfish towards the situation. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So I feel, the kids save you in so many ways, but I feel for me, seeing that situation with my little cousin, reaching out for his dad, and he can't reach out to his dad because his dad was in a coma for a month. Then his dad died. It was just so many things that they had longed for, that love of a parent, that I kind of feel always played in the back of my head to me thinking, I can't do this to my kids. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like now, as much as I might have this depressive spells and feel depressed, and I kind of feel that them leaving thoughts never really leave you unless you have the reason to stick around. And as much as I've got a reason to stick around, I'd be lying if I said that I never felt like that in the last 4 years of having custody. But there ain't no way that my kids are ever going to come down the stairs and find me. Do you know, I wouldn't do that to them. Do you know what I'm saying? No. So I feel, it's strange because, like I said, you want to leave because you can't see them, but they're the reason why you stay. Yeah. The same as what we were saying with Jim the other day. Jim said his child saved him. And I think for many of us men, even women, but I mean, just from my own personal experiences, I can't say women have saved the kids because none of my kids have got their mum. Do you know what I'm saying, bro? So I feel like for me, the kids saved me, but there was also a reason why I didn't want to be saved, I guess. It's probably the better term.
Yeah.
What, on the basis of being a dad and stuff like that, now, what, you know, moving away from that time when you was at your lowest of yourself, moving off from that bridge and thinking about your child and thinking about, you know, seeing them again and being with them and stuff like that, has that driven you more each and every single day to keep going in life, keep tackling, let's say, demons and stuff like that, you know, to keep pushing forward?
I don't know. I think the best person to be asking that would be you two, because you've noticed the difference in me. So you tell me.
No, you tell us.
No, I'm going to throw this back at you, and I'm going to have to ask you to answer this one because I.
All right, then. on this one, how does it feel? How does it feel when you get that phone call at night time from your daughter to say, "Good night, Daddy, love you"? How do you feel in that moment? You know, from, let's say you've had a very bad day, you know, that night, and you've had a bad day that day. When you get that phone call and you're waiting for that phone call, how does it make you feel?
Yes, James. Big respect, bro.
That's a hard one because I can't put into words how I feel. It's more of a feeling.
Okay, so what's the feeling?
It's like a warmth.
Mm.
Yeah. And it only gets stronger when I talk to her.
So it is that driving force to keep on going every single day. Is that you wait for that call, you know, you keep on driving, you keep on moving forward.
It's, I don't know, it's the highlight of my day.
Yeah.
In the miserable day that I normally have when I'm on my own and everything's gone to shit, I know at the end of the day I've got one thing to look forward to at the end of the night. Come 7 o'clock, I know I'm going to come off that phone with a fucking huge grin on my face. Excuse the language, sorry. A massive grin on my face. Because I know that she's going to do one or two things. She's going to make me smile, or she's going to have me in fits. And
Yeah.
I'm going to be laughing all the way to the end of that phone call.
It gives you the enjoyment and the positivity to move forward till the next day, so to
I
speak.
suppose in a way it gives me another reason to wake up in the morning, because then I look forward to the next one. So, yeah.
I've got a couple more things, obviously, that I've wrote down, and I just wanted to touch base and keep it kind of the same. So, you know why I'm asking this. I've explained to Calvin why I'm asking this. So, I guess now that this is the time for you to, if you're comfortable, if you're not, to explain to people how the last 6 months of life has been like for you. To touch down on base, and me and Calvin know, but that gives you the opportunity to be able to explain to people like how the last 6 months have impacted you, or certain troubles that you've been through, and stuff like that. You know, big love for the likes.
Yeah. I've struggled the last couple of months, to be fair. In October, my youngest brother was found dead.
Yeah.
Of drink and other things.
Yeah.
Turns out it wasn't accidental.
Okay.
So I've had to put up with that. He was buried on the 1st of December. Yeah. So that wasn't helpful. And then on the 28th of January, it was his birthday, so he would have been 43 this year.
Okay.
Oh, gee.
And then a couple of days, well, 3 or 4 days ago now, I then found out that my ex-partner had put my 2-year-old dog down. Literally 18 days after my brother was memorial service.
Yeah.
That couldn't be easy for you to process that in the last couple of months. Let's be real.
No. To the point where I had to go and meet her for coffee yesterday morning, and let's just say it didn't go well. I kept calm-ish. I didn't do my usual and fucking lose my plot and start shouting and hollering. I just turned around and said to her, now, this is enough. I'm done. I'm done with the politics in your household. I'm done with your household. My only priority now is my daughter, nobody else. With that, I got up, paid for our breakfast, and left her there in the cafe.
Yeah.
Touch base though.
I then came
Sorry,
back
Ty.
home, come back home, and then punched the shit out of my radiator.
Can I just ask a question? Sorry, Ty, if that's all right.
Go
Touch base in with your brother because I spoke to you about this recently as well. But when you found out that your brother had obviously passed away and stuff like that, you know, what was the feeling you was going through at that time when you found out? Because I know that you said at that time as well that you was at your parents' house, they were on holiday as well, so obviously you had to process,
I was the one
trying to
the
tell
police
them.
told.
Yeah. So what
Yeah.
was going through that like moment? Did it felt like time had stood still for a long period of time, and you just didn't know what to process?
Well, yeah, because me and him, we hadn't got on for a long time, and literally about 3 weeks before he passed, he'd come to see me at mine, and he wasn't. I wouldn't say he was rat-arsed, shall we say, but he was a bit tipsy. And I said, "You're not drinking in here," so he was all right with that. But then when I was at my mum's before they went on holiday, he upset her. So I was like, "Give me the phone, mum." So I've taken it out in the garden, and I've told him, "Yeah, you've got two choices. You either sort your head out, because you've now got mum in tears. Yeah, you've done this one too many times. The next time I see you, I'm going to put you in a hole."
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
2 weeks later, I find out he's dead.
How did that make you feel at
I've
that
then
moment because
got,
of that
I've
last?
then got going through my head, is it my fault he's done that?
Mm.
Because I turned around and said, "You're just like your old man, the one that used to beat the granny out of me." I was like, "You're a bully, you bully women, you're an alcoholic just like your old man, you're nothing but scum. I will kill you." And with
Right.
that, a couple of weeks later, he's dead. And I'm like, oh, crap. Was it me that pushed him over the edge?
So it's kind of lingered on you now for the last, let's say, several months, several weeks. That it's like, was it me, the lads, whereas I talked to, was it me and my fault for what I said? It's kind of that linger in your ear or every day.
Yeah, I wake up with that in my head constantly. Doesn't matter how many people turn around and say, "No, it wasn't your fault. He was going through something." Still don't matter to me. That what's going through my head is that was what I did. I did that
Yeah.
because I had made
I
him
bet it can't be hard.
see.
I can't imagine how you're feeling. Obviously, when you hear the news, and obviously then it goes back to that memory of you talking to him and stuff like that. I can't imagine, to be honest, what you must have felt at that moment with everything going on, especially when you had to make the phone call to your parents as well at that precise moment.
Well, yeah, they were in Turkey at the time.
Yeah.
I had to ring my sister and say, "What do I do? Do I ring them and tell them and ruin their holiday, or do I wait till they get back and then tell them?" So yeah, it was.
I take it you rang. I take it you rang them in Turkey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just said, "Look, we need to talk. John, he's passed." I was like, "There's nothing you can do at the moment, so don't cut your holiday short. Enjoy the rest of what time you've got now, and we'll deal with it when you get back. I'll deal with the police and all that at the moment till you get back." So, yeah.
How you
Yeah, that's
feeling?
about right. Hell's on this queen.
Huh?
How you feeling?
Like what Hell's Ice Queen's put, that would be his guilt from the truth you said, not though it was his truth. I get that, but it still doesn't stop me feeling that was it me that done that, made him do that, if you get it. Because
Yeah, see, I guess
I can't get that answer because he's not here yet. I can't get the answer to my question unless I go to
your
a museum.
approach?
Yeah,
You do.
yeah.
That's understandable.
put it this way, it is going to eat away at me till the day I die.
Yeah.
And it will.
Yeah, see, I'm a big one on saying like you should live life with no regrets, but unfortunately, there's certain regrets that we always carry with us. Do you know what I mean? So I guess Jim had wrote a comment just now when we started this sort of topic of conversation. Well, slightly just before, but I feel like now would be not that it weren't the perfect time when Jim put it, bless him, but I feel like where we was talking, trying to get a word in edgeways is difficult when someone's trying to open up, you know. So Jim had basically put like the question he had is like, what's one thing you would tell your younger self? So I kind of guess with now what we're talking about, what is the type of question? If we just went off that, obviously if we split the question into two and have it as the whole from a younger self to you at this current age, and then the same question repeated to regarding this situation with your brother, is there anything that you would have told yourself that you wish you could have told yourself back then if you knew what you knew now?
The thing I would say to me, a younger me, is forget all the machoism, the bullshit that comes with men don't show their emotions, which is what I was brought up to believe.
Yeah.
And had built into me. Yeah?
Yeah.
If you are feeling vulnerable, reach out, because trust me, you carry that weight for the rest of your life.
100%.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I will also tell him you're going to go through a hell of a lot of problems. You will suffer. But at the end of the day, there's a group of lads out there that you're going to end up meeting, and they will help you. And trust me, you need it.
And then what about regarding your brother? Is there anything like, if you knew now that you could talk about with your brother type of thing, like, do you feel like back then you would have, if you knew what you knew now and the outcomes it would have been, that you would have been able to talk, not, I wouldn't say talk sense into yourself, because I feel like that's probably very negative, but do you feel like there would have been a time where you could have said something different to yourself about the approach? And I guess it's that regret on, do you feel the regret of knowing that he passed in the way he passed and there was like nothing you could have done about it, say?
Unfortunately, nothing I could have said or done would have changed the situation.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. If I had that magic watch that I could wind back time and go back to that moment, I'd still do it again. Because at the end of the day, I did it out of love for my brother.
It's like the love blunt, isn't it?
This is this is your last warning. Pull your head out your ass and sort your head out. I even recommended him to reach out to you guys as well. So it wouldn't have mattered what I'd done, boys.
I think for me, that was like a big thing that I had to learn. So, like, when I was with the kid's mum, there was a lad when I was like 20s. I'd done work in his flat and he was with his missus. They were sound. They had kids. He knew my family. So I kind of felt connected to him in that sort of way because of the respect level. And then I remember I seen him down in Hester's Way one day, and I seen him and I was like, Den, like, what's going on with yourself? Like, rest in peace and shout out to him, bless him. But like, I remember I was like, oh man, I haven't seen you in ages. And he had split up with his missus. She had gone off with a friend. And he was proper struggling. He had moved back into his mum's around the corner, which was like a little one-bed bungalow. So he was on the sofa and stuff. And I remember I was at work the one day, and her rang me and was like, she was like, Ty, Dennis has been here. Like, he's not in a good way. He's really struggling. He said, can you give him a call when he's home? And I was like, yeah, Sam, tell him I'll ring him. Got home. It was late. I ended up sitting down having a fag. Didn't bother to ring him. Woke up the next day for like 10:30, 11, ready to go for work for 12. I'm just scrolling through the TikTok. I like drinking a coffee, and not TikTok, through Facebook. And all I was seeing was like, rest in peace, Dennis, rest in peace, Den, all of this stuff. And I remember like that cold sensation just hits your body. And I remember running around the corner, and his brother and his son was on the curb. And look, I knew his son through mutual friends, but never met the brother. And I was in floods of tears, and the brother was like, "Who are you?" type of thing. So I explained who I was and what family I was from, because he knew my mum, my uncles, and my aunties. And like I had said to him, I was like, he come to my house yesterday and asked for me to ring him. But life's got in the way, and I didn't bother doing it. And now I'm seeing all this over Facebook. Is this true? And they're like, yeah, listen, we've been on holiday for 2 weeks. We've come through the door and just found him in the bedroom. Like, do you know what I mean? Like himself. So it was just kind of like, I think that realization has always haunted me to think like, what if I would have phoned him? But then my mum said to me, which kind of has always stuck, because every time I question myself on it, my mum's always like that talk that my mum said to me is always like, I have the thought at the front of my head, but my mum's thoughts are at the back of my head. So it's kind of like, as much as I regret not ringing him and feel like I blame myself in certain situations to been able to save him, my mum's like, Tyrone, you may have only been able to save him for that night. The next night he might not have reached out and would have still done it anyway. Like, you can't, I feel like when you're so like that, it's hard to not hate yourself for certain things. Do you know what I mean? And I feel when it comes to people taking their own life, if it's not an immediate family member or a thought that we've had ourselves, we've all been affected by someone that we've gone to school with or someone we've grown up with. I know a couple of years ago, 2 lads that I grew up with had done it within about 8 months of each other. And that was kind of hard, because they was, little Stuart, God bless him. He was the life of the party. You see Stuart, he had the biggest smile on his face. He was the happiest lad going. But you never really know what's going on behind closed doors, do you? I guess
they're the ones you need to watch. The ones that have always got the smiles on their face, because they're the broken ones.
Yeah.
It's
like we were saying the other day. It's a mask, isn't it? And I know, like, I've managed to do it. Do you know what I mean? It's it's massive.
Can I on, because you've opened me up here on something, Ty. Well, both of you actually haven't said that. Because I'll be blunt with you and I'll be real with you. I feel a bit upset and emotional right now in the last 10 minutes because of what you two guys have been talking about. And it's not like, obviously, this individual took their lives. Obviously, they were, towards the end of their life, that makes sense. And I looked to this person as, my idol, my legend growing up. And when he passed away, for years, and absolutely for years, I'm talking about 5-8 years, I put a barrier up. I blocked it out. I refused to talk to anyone. I had therapy, counselling. I refused to talk about anyone. My parents were getting words about me. I had that one night where, obviously, Aaron and Ty, you both know, I said it to you guys, haven't I, that I had that one moment where I was going to end my life because I didn't see no way of living anymore because my idol was gone. And touching on this, what you just said though in the last 10-15 minutes about losing someone that's close to you, I now realising, after listening to that, I really do wish I had that what if moment to just give him that one more cuddle, that one more I love you mate, I love you, that one last little fist pump, cuddle, we can go down and we can play some poker and stuff like that, just have that long last memory, if that makes sense. Because my memory for him before he passed was me worried too much of riding my bike, not going to see him, if that makes sense.
Yeah, there's a lot of regret. I feel that we're always, when situations like that happen, we always have some sort of regret towards what if. What if is the biggest question when it comes around suicide and that sort of talk. But I just feel like, if you don't know, what can you do? If a person can hide it from the people they live in the house with, what gives anyone on the outside to know? Nothing.
True.
You can't.
Correct.
You can't. We can't beat ourselves up for knowing that we would have helped them, but not been able to, because as much as they're probably up there now listening to us thinking, do you know what, you're right. If I knew, I would have reached out. But I feel when it comes down to that, ending it all for yourself is there's no second chances. There's no you try it and you get up to them pearly gates and there's a big man stood there and he goes, so what do you want to do? Do you want to come in or do you want to go back down? You've learnt now. You can see your family crying. Do you want to go back? And then you have that choice and go, yeah, send me back. That's it. Life is a gamble. And there's only a couple of times that you're going to roll the dice and get 6. And that's what I think a big part is. And it plays into society. You need to be there to be able to invoke that love into people and let people know that they're not alone, because there's many times where like I've said it even with last week with Jim, that there's so many opportunities in life where I feel you could be surrounded by, okay, you could go to a concert, listen to that music, hear everyone singing and shouting, but if you're trapped in here, you're trapped. You can't get out of that mindset. There's no way you can escape that, because your thoughts are always going to overpower what your eyes can see, because your brain helps your body function. Your brain tells your eyes where to look. It tells your ears where to listen. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like you're always questioning yourself unless you can be able to find peace within yourself. And that's never that easy. But until you find that peace and that self-love and that self-respect, you've got a lot of work to do.
Do you know what? I'm not saying that, but put the pun in that. But all I'm going to say is that that's real talk.
Amen.
Not to put a pun in it, but that right there is real talk. Love that.
See, the way I see it, the only time you get peace is when you leave this earth.
Do you know what though? I don't, because I feel like I'm at a lot of peace now, and I haven't left, but I've left situations.
Yeah.
If you leave situations and you know how to do it, you can find peace in anything. You can find peace. I find peace in making the kids breakfast in the morning. Do I like getting up? No. Do I like doing a school run? No. The weather's terrible where we live, and I'm not the one going to school. I'm not learning nothing apart from how to get rid of a cold due to lemon sips.
You used to see him in the morning, sometimes coming down shivering.
Mate, I'm the most, you see me in the morning and you see me in the afternoon, I'm a split personality guy. If I've not got up and had a half hour to chill with my coffee, I'm a different, don't look at me, I hate you. See me half hour later, then people I don't like, yo, what's happening, bro? Yo, you good? I'm different, man. I'm so different. And I feel like that's big, like one of them big opportunities that I feel like so many of us miss is how we battle with ourselves. We struggle by letting the outside world in and letting them dictate to our life what our life should be. And we have to be people pleasers. No, we have to please us as a person. That's what we need to do. We don't need to please the people. Screw the people. They're going to have an opinion whether you're winning, whether you're losing, whether you're living, whether you're not. Everyone's going to have an opinion on you. But as a human, we have to accept that an opinion is the other person's perspective. It's never needs to be
Scottish Paul just said that's facts.
100% facts.
A quote my granddad used to say, yeah?
Yeah.
Opinions are like arseholes. Everyone's got one.
Yeah. And that's it. I just feel like it is an opinion of another person. There's a saying, like, I think it's something along the lines of, like, a lion never cares about the opinion of a sheep, because a sheep is a follower and a lion is a ruler. I actually believe that I might have just added a little bit to that, because the first bit I think was true, but I'm going to shout myself out for that one, because to be
honest, that was good. I'll give you that one.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? And like, a big shout out, Caitlin. Yeah, I feel that there's so much opportunities that we miss as human beings because we care about other people. Do you know what I mean? And that's always been a big downfall for me.
You know why that is? Because we have blinkers on. We don't see what's in our peripheral.
Yeah.
We concentrate on what's in front of us. If we actually took our time and look around, yeah, then we'll see more and appreciate more. But if everyone done that, then it'd be a lot better.
100%.
Stop being so driven and focused on that one thing. Take your time. Enjoy your life. Don't kill yourself by working to death. Yeah, obviously, you have to work. You have to
Yeah.
get the bills paid and shit. But take time out for your family. Spend time with the family, with your kids. Don't work yourself to the bone. Enjoy your
Mm.
life because you only get one. And if you don't, you will regret it.
Yeah, and that's what I feel like. Tony just put in the comments. What happens when you feel like this, like it's the opposite of that? Um, I don't know. I feel like yeah, if you can find that peace within yourself, then I feel for me, what I learned when I come out of what I was going through was like the moment you accept that stuff's going on and you don't feel normal to like the people you see on the outside, you're halfway to solving the problem. You're halfway to solving
Mm.
the issue. It's that realization of yourself. I don't want to keep doing this no more. Do you know what I mean? I need to do better. And it's for yourself, not for other people. You shouldn't be seeking validation in people that can't see straight. It should never be that way. You should seek validation from yourself, not even family members. Bro, we all know what family
Yeah.
members can be like. Family members can be the biggest snakes in the grass, and you never see them revealed until you cut that grass a little bit shorter than you normally would to see the snaky friends. And before you know it, when that grass is cut and it's just pure mud showing, you've already been bit. You've already been stung. It's already been and happened, and that's what I feel like that we need to do. Do you know what I mean?
It was like I said to you last night, Tyrone, about my best mate, my neighbour. He's snaking movement with my son's mother.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And he was supposed to be my best mate.
yeah,
Yeah, he
Yeah.
buggered off with my son's mother, and then had the cheek to turn around and said, as far as I'm concerned, he's his dad now, and I'm dead.
yeah,
Come on.
yeah. See, this is what I feel like is a big opportunity missed, isn't it? Is like that self love for yourself. Zoe, thank you for the likes. Like you have to have that love. You have to have that self respect. You have to know who you are and not care about the other people. Because I feel like, do you know, if you would have had things inflicted on you as a child, Aaron, that would have made you realize your self-worth. So like my mum suffers with depression. So depression is always kind of like been in my life. So I knew about depression more than like, not love because I was always loved, but like depression was always like around, if that makes sense. So I knew what it was like to be depressed, I guess, and have anxiety and stuff to do with that. Yeah, so I just feel you need to have that not driven into you, but you need to have that realization of what family life and so on and so forth is about for you to be able to take that approach later on in life, you know?
Yeah. See, because I didn't have that family dynamic. I've always struggled in relationships when it comes around kids. My nephews,
Yeah.
nieces, all that. Even my own kids, I struggle with because I've not had that connection. So I don't know how to be a father. I try. I do what I think.
To be honest, no one knows how to be a father, do they?
No, I think what people don't understand is like anyone can ask questions about being a parent, yeah, but there's no
Right or wrong.
handbook. There's no handbook to tell you this is what you do. This they tell you how to change nappies, but until you know that when you take a nappy off, you can get weed on. You don't know you don't know how to do it to make it safe, so you don't have that opportunity to have that happen to you. And I feel like as parents, that I think the greatest thing that we can ever teach our children is stuff that we was never taught, i.e. love, i.e. respect. Do you know what I mean? Like,
the one thing I would say that boys need to be told more
yeah,
is to express your feelings. Let your vulnerabilities be shown. It's not a bad thing. Trust me.
yeah,
'Cause at the end of the day, if you don't, you're going to turn out like this. And trust me, you don't want that.
no,
Can I ask another question? Unless Ty's got
no. Go on, mate. I'm just
something?
replying to people's comments.
It's all right. Aaron, obviously clearly know you as well for the last couple of years, and we got onto a subject of this as well last week with Jim, And I want to talk to you about it as well. And that is, you said you were diagnosed, weren't you, with ADHD?
Autism and ADHD, yeah.
Yeah. What do you feel like how life has been with it? Like, because obviously I see it as, a superpower with a curse. Jim sees it differently. I just want to know what you see it as.
Let's just say it makes life interesting.
Well, there is that. I'll give you that one.
Because I don't know. Because the problem I have is as you know, I've got anger issues. I got a personality disorder, as we say. I got
Yeah.
diagnosed. My dad put it simply as Jekyll and Hyde syndrome.
Yeah.
Basically, I got diagnosed as a sociopath with psychopathic tendencies. So I'll switch like that, and then switch
Mm.
again. So I'll be talking to you all nicey, and then I'll switch, and I'll be this evil, nasty piece of crap, and then I'll switch back to the normal me a second later.
What do you feel like that's like life with, like, let's say, if you was with someone, or being, because I can take that's obviously throughout the years, even when you was a kid as well. So what do you think like it was for you to live with that and not understanding that at that time?
I don't know because I would black out,
Yeah. Okay.
and I wouldn't come. It's not so much of a blackout,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
but something would take over, and I'll be put back a step. I'd be pushed back,
Mm. It's almost
and
like
then
a big massive fog, isn't it, in front of you?
yeah,
Yeah.
something's taken over, done what they've done, and then I've come to, and there's claret all over the floor or something, and I'm like, well, hang on,
Yeah.
what's going on here? Next thing, I'm getting
Yeah.
cuffed up.
Yeah. See, I when I had the ADHD moment, just going back about 4 years, 5 years, because I've learned how to calm it down. I've learned how to control it more now. But when I had a blackout moment going through it, when I had a full-on blackout moment, um, I was blacked out for like 3 days. I wouldn't talk to, and then I came round, and then I was speaking to my wife, and I was like, why does anyone not want to speak to me?
See,
I didn't even ask people. Like, it just went silent for 3 days, and then they told me what had happened. Like you just said, the Jekyll and Hyde, what happened, and I'm there like, damn, this hasn't happened in a long time. And then it happens again. It's like you don't remember it either, do you? You don't remember what's just happened.
or you get flashbacks of it,
Yeah,
and you're like, what was that?
yeah. It's almost like a dream, but you're like,
Yeah,
wait, that actually happened?
yeah. But you
Yeah,
see, you see it from the other side. You see it from the outside of you doing it.
yeah.
So you see yourself doing it, and it's like, well, I don't remember doing that.
No, yeah, yeah.
So,
Just all going to just look
Paul
at each
said,
other, yeah? Go on, Cal, carry on. I'm just putting the kettle
I was going to
on.
say,
Give me 2 seconds, I'll
Paul
be
was
back to carry
just
on.
for a comment.
yeah, mate.
Someone in the comment, obviously we know as well, called Scottish Paul, said he loves his life with ADHD. Um, I love my life, my ADHD, my partner and kids don't. So like I said, with having neuro, because obviously all of that you just described as well comes into neurodiversity, sort of symptoms like, and we can always say that being with someone, it doesn't, we don't understand what they feel like. We don't understand how we're annoying them. We don't understand how happy we're making them. And stuff. To us, we're just being ourselves, you know?
It's like one of my partners left me because at one point, all I could listen to at one point was white noise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Had to have that in the background just to
yeah.
calm me down and help
See,
me sleep.
I use white noise every night now. I think it's set in stone for many years now. I've had to listen to white noise to go to sleep. My headphones are in, but I know from you, Aaron, as well. With it, it still doesn't help, but it just takes off the voices,
Edge.
doesn't it?
See, I switched. I found another way of dealing with that. If the white noise doesn't work after a while, I switched to audiobooks.
Oh, okay.
What I tend to do is I'll put on like a complete works of Conan Doyle. Do you know what I mean? Arthur Conan Doyle,
Mm,
Sherlock Holmes books, and it'll play different ones. So you're not getting the same tone, or that you're getting different tones, but it's on a subtle note because it's like a you know how the sleep tone you get when a bloke talks, you get that sleepy tone that you can instantly fall asleep to.
Yeah. I will say, I touched on Jim's comment there. I tried it, helps massively, ish, in a way, because with restless legs, it doesn't. But
No,
Aaron,
I suffer with that.
have you tried AD music? Oh, man, it's like a mashup.
Do you know what? I found I use the fan. And I know that sounds so weird, but
I can't.
No.
see, I can't
I,
sleep with a telly on because I
Mm.
know what I'm like. I'll be closing my eyes and I hear Barbara found the body in the back garden. Barbara found what? Do you know what I mean? I'm that
that's
type of
why.
guy that I get so intrigued in it. But
That's
I
why
feel
I
for
use
me,
Spotify audio books because then I
yeah,
can't see anything.
yeah, no. So, but do you know that
See,
fan? Yeah,
I know what you mean on that one.
that fan is
Yeah.
enough to keep me out of my thoughts, out of my head.
Yeah.
It saves me from walking into a door into a house that has got 10 bedrooms that I don't want to explore. It's
See, I
that.
would use a fan, but I have an issue with like I've only got to look in an ice cube and I'm freezing my tits off.
Oh yeah, bro. Listen,
See,
my quilt's like a teddy bear. It's furry. It's like proper bubbled up. I'm a fairy when it comes down to the code, bro. I'm terrible.
I do.
But
Seriously, I suffer with Raynaud's, which means my blood's not thick enough to keep my body warm.
yeah,
okay.
I just suffer with being my mum's son, and
Yeah,
that's enough to be code, bro. That's enough to be code.
seriously,
See,
I
before I met my wife, I used to have the window full open. Before I met my wife, so literally I had it full on open, even in the winter times, because that was helping me sleep. The noise of the wind, the rain, the snow, all of it would just literally help me out massively. Now I can't because my wife is like cold too much, so she has to put the fan on for her. So and the TV, so I'm there like, all right, that's it, music's going in now. I'm
Yeah.
going back to sleep now.
see. I told you should go back to the Shire. He's a hobbit. I told you. It's the hairy feet. That's what keep him warm. The hairy toes.
So Ty, have you got any more questions, brother?
No, I got a few things obviously wrote down and stuff. And it seems we was talking about ADHD and stuff like that, and within ourselves. Aaron said the other day, like, you have a daughter that's autistic, and I feel like we touched base on this with Jim last week, but I feel with Jim and his situation around his son and stuff, we've heard that side of Jim's intake and look on it from one person. So I feel like maybe touching base on that with yourself, like how is that for you as an individual dealing with them situations, having a child that's autistic? What do you find works? What do you find that don't?
To be honest, I
Coffee tone.
I
Go on.
don't get involved because I'm not allowed to.
And we can
So
say that that's not a choice of your own. That's a choice of the other person. Let's just call her.
it was a court order because let's just say that me and her eldest son, we didn't get on,
Yeah.
and he thought he was going to be a big man. 23-year-old, still living at home, does bugger all. Thinking he's the big man, tries getting in my face. I put him in his place. My daughter walked in, screamed. Social services got involved.
Yeah.
So I'm not allowed to see my daughter.
Okay.
I get to phone call her and that's it.
Yeah.
But the problem we have with my daughter is the fact that for the time she's been into school, they've denied she's autistic until they witnessed it firsthand the other day how badly autistic she is. My daughter will play with mud all day long in her own time, at her own pace, when she wants to. However, if she falls over and gets mud on her, she go batshit crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? She had a full meltdown. And we're talking screaming and shouting at the top of her voice at the head mistress. the one that has been denying that she's autistic. Well, she got a first-hand view of how autistic my daughter really is. And now, funny enough, they're actually starting to do crap about it.
So if you don't mind me asking that, like, what we say autism like it's just a one street to walk down, but we all know that there's cut-offs on each sort of spectrum that there is. Like, what is there that she suffers with that is linked to the autism? Like, because you can have non-verbal, you can have verbal, you can have like stims, like you can have so many things. Like I remember Jim saying last week, like one of his things that his son does, he likes to rock. I can't remember if Jim said like that's a frequent thing or if it was like a one-time thing. That not a one-time thing, because I'm guessing if it's something then it happens quite regular, you know. But like I guess every child that's unique has something that they do. Do you know what I mean? So what is it that as a not as a man but as a parent that you've noticed is unique about your daughter regarding the autism, or if like it's ADHD attached, if there's any other symptoms or things that she deals with on a day-to-day basis that you've noticed as a parent that you know what?
There's one thing I don't like that she does that I used to do.
Yeah.
And that's when I start struggling, I used to punch myself in the side of the face.
Yeah.
And my daughter does that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she's never seen me do it.
Yeah.
It can be a trait.
Yeah.
It can be a trait.
She'll repeat the same phrase over and over again, or the same question over and over and over again until you answer her. Doesn't matter how many times you answer her, until she gets the answer the way she wants it and the way she'll understand it, she'll just keep repeating.
Yeah.
She struggles with speech.
Is that like struggling with speech? Is that to get the words out, or as in pronunciation?
A bit of both, getting the words out and pronouncing them.
So I'm guessing then that she's probably dealt with like speech and language and stuff like that, like referrals and stuff. Yeah. So my son deals with that himself. And yeah, he's still having speech and language now, and he's 8. Do you know what I mean? And that's for pronunciation. But well, as time's gone on, I've learnt now that obviously, well, I'm not learnt, but I know, like as I said last week to Jim, that my son has a neurofibromatosis type 1, which is a tumor-based disease that attaches tumors to your nerve systems. But it can also make you slower at learning. And as we've gone on now with the meetings over the last 16 months, 15 months at the school and the back and forth stuff, that he's so far behind on his work, and the disease that he's got doesn't necessarily affect everyone, but you know, if it was put on paper, this is what it affects, everything would be ticked. And he's working, he's a year 8, he's year 4, but he's working at reception level. Now my 5-year-old is doing the same homework Aubrey's doing. And I know that that's one thing that I've realized and picked up on, is that he's behind, but there's a reason to why he's behind. And I feel as a parent that it's that having that acceptance, because I feel like I've gone through this year of like the school saying, like they presented me a paragraph about this big. Oh, look, he's wrote about a dragon. But when he says VR to play on his VR set and you ask him how to spell it, he go VER. And it's like, where's the E come from? You know, there's no...
Yeah.
How did he write a story about a dragon when he can't write his name? Like, that's not possible. So then it's them back and forth arguments with the teacher saying, like, you're sat next to him. You're writing it for him. He's not doing it in himself. You're doing it, and he's speaking the story to you. And like now we've got to the point where they're doing EHCPs, they're doing CAS forms, and the CAS forms are for autism and ADHD. Like when we first come up into this area, the teacher was giving him coloured overlays for dyslexia. They never tested him. Last year, I said to him in like January time, like, I want him tested for dyslexia because there's something that's not right there. to then be given a piece of paper to say he's moderately dyslexic. And it's like, okay, so what are you going to do about it? Oh, we get overlays. 4 months later, I'm buying overlays for the school for them to use, for my son to come out and tell me, I've not used them, but so-and-so and so-and-so have been using the blue and yellow colours. It's like, that frustrated me, because as a parent, you see your child struggling. We all want the best for our kids, but it's having that balance of what to do. What's happening, Deej? It's having that balance on what's best for the child. So I just wanted like a little bit more of an insight. So I've had the insight from Jim. I wanted the insight from you on like your daughter's troubles and what you find as a parent from. All right, you might not see her, but when you was around, what was going on, or what the ex-missus rings you and tells you's happened at school, or what your daughter tells you's happened at school. What is that balance between it?
See, I don't get told nothing, bro.
No,
Not gonna lie. I get kept out of everything.
Yeah.
Unless it involves me, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I get that.
Unfortunately.
But see, this is where I feel like I'm different, like on certain situations, because I feel like as much as you might not got told, have you asked?
Oh yeah. I ask her what day is at school and everything.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, I can't remember.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's common.
Yeah, fact. Like I asked my kids, and 2 out of 3 would go, "I done this today." I don't know. Admittedly, Rue's in reception, so he's like, "I played with toys," and it's like, "Yeah, all right, mate, like, cool." And Raya's like, "We've done maths, we've done science." You say to Aubrey today.
Hi everyone, I just want to take a quick minute of your time to say thank you very much. If you're watching this on our YouTube channel, thank you very much. Each like and view that we get on our episodes on our YouTube channel helps us massively spread the awareness of men's mental health, and also it spreads the stories of our guest star that pop in on our TikTok Live podcast. And if you have been a part of our TikTok Live podcast with our guest stars coming in on the comment sections with questions and advice as well, a big thank you to you as well, because it does help us massively with what we are trying to do. What we're trying to do is spread awareness of men's mental health, bring the guest stars onto our TikTok Live podcast and to talk about their real life struggles, their mental health struggles, and their life goals in the future. And if you want to be a part of this TikTok Live podcast, please feel free to message us, drop us a message on our YouTube channels, drop us a message on our website, tbh21.co.uk. You find the links always in the comment sections on our YouTube channel, as well as on our TikTok bio. Or if you want to drop our co-host, Real Talk Unfiltered, drop them. They are on TikTok as well, so look them up, Real Talk Unfiltered on TikTok as well. Drop them a message and we can set up a date and time to bring you on as a guest star, and we will get to know you before to make you feel more safe, feel a bit more okay with how the TikTok Live will go. So we'll talk to you beforehand to give you some encouragement and give you some bit more of a, you got this, it's okay, we'll take your time and we're going to speak to you. But thank you very much and enjoy the rest of this amazing TikTok Live podcast and the future of episodes that come as well. Thank you.
What are your goals for the next year, for the future? I just want to say, if my face looks really dark, I did dye my beard the other day. I don't think that the sunlight's doing my moustache any favours here.
Don't lie, you've been putting the blusher on.
Nah, do you know what? To be fair, I got Matt to grab it me from Sainsbury's, right? And I was doing it, and as I was putting it on, Matt's like, "Are you sure no one's changed it to a black one and not a medium brown?" And I'm like, "Oh no!" And now, like, my tash looks so dark, but there ain't no way I'm going Future Ventura on Saturday looking grey. Do you know what I mean? I'm not doing it.
Wait, bro, no, what do you want about? Shows a bit of class and a bit of fucking knowledge then, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it does, but then I've got a birthmark on the back of my head, and the pigments grow through grey as well. So that's also like another embrace the grey. Jim, mate, I would love to, yeah, but I'm still only early 30s. Like, I believe I wouldn't be this grey if it weren't for the kids. Do you know what I mean? If it weren't for them, I'd maybe still look a little bit young.
Oh, to be 30 again.
Don't, mate. Like, I feel like I'm getting older as the days goes on. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, we are. Like, I don't know why I said it like that, but like
I said, I'm 50 this year.
Are you?
Yeah, bro.
Jim said he calls the Greys wisdom highlights. So I like that one. I'm gonna start taking that one. So yeah, Aaron, what do you feel like the big a big goal is that you want to achieve? If you could pick 3 things that you could achieve by January next year, what would they be?
Obviously, my daughter. Get
Yeah,
mum to get in contact with that, sorted.
yeah,
Um, I don't know, because like I said, I don't really plan for the future. I live day to day.
yeah.
But but I don't know. It's weird. Um, because like I said, I don't plan. The main thing is just be at peace
Yeah.
with myself and the world.
We've got a comment here saying to love yourself. That's a banger, that is.
Okay, I will
Big shout out,
try.
bro.
I can't promise anything, but I will try. How's that?
Hey, mate, no one can knock you for trying. That's what I've learned in life is if you try, that's all you can do. Do you know what I mean? You got no other option but to try.
Everyone
Life
has
is
to
about
try.
trying. Life is about trying. Cheers, James. Appreciate that. Um, so I guess then what, huh?
So thanks for the hearts.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, big shout out. Big shout out to every one of you that's been in here. I don't think my live has dropped below 8 today. This is where everyone starts disappearing and I have one in there in a second. But no, big shout out to you all. Big shout out to the love for the last 2 weeks as well. You guys are absolutely smashed it. I know Aaron probably appreciates the support. I appreciate
Yeah,
the
I do.
support. I'll speak for Calvin and say Calvin appreciates the support, but I know he'll probably reach out to some of you and appreciate it like direct as well. But yeah, I feel like a load of people's been in here this week and last week and we smashed it.
Yeah.
I was a bit apprehensive on how today would have gone just because of the things that you've dealt with in the last couple of days. But I feel like conversation has flowed well. We've managed to be able to get points across. And as much as Calvin may have slipped off track a little bit or vice versa, we've managed to wheel him back in, you know? Like it's one of them that I think we've actually done really good. Do you know what I mean? And here's to the next one. I think we got a lad that runs a mental health thing next week joining. So I feel like everyone will be there probably Thursday, I believe it is. Feel free to come join, show some love, show some support, hear perspectives from another person.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know if there's anything you want to add or if you want to say thank you, if you want to shout out to say how you're feeling, you know, just I'll give you, I would say a minute, but that sounds very harsh, but I'll give you the floor to talk on.
Well, first things first, thank you everybody that's joined in and sent love and all that. Big up, all of yous. Much appreciated, much love. Um, and like I said to you last night, if I hadn't have done this today, I probably wouldn't have done it at all. So I had to do it just so I can move on, so we say.
Yeah, yeah. And do you
So
feel like it's been good for you? Do you feel like okay, you may not feel like you've achieved a lot today or anything, but I can speak for myself and say you've done amazing. Like you shouldn't discredit yourself. You've done fantastic, and all right, we spoke over the last 2 days about certain things, but I feel having the people that's been able to write in the comments, having the back and forth conversations, you've opened up well, which if I'm honest, not trying to sound big-headed, I knew to be able to do it. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Georgina, thank you. I appreciate that. Like, I feel you've been able to smash it. And as long as you feel that you have saved one person or touched one person, that's probably the
I
wrong
hope
term.
I hope people do. The one thing if anything, if they take anything from this,
Yeah.
yeah, I beg you all, please, if you're struggling,
Yeah.
reach out,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah. That's
So
it.
yeah,
And there's people there for them to reach out to, ain't there, Aaron? Do you know what I mean? They
yeah.
can either go to the Brotherhood, they can come to me direct. I'm there 24/7. As much as I might not reply to the comments straight away, just know that your messages isn't going to go amiss. I have 2 accounts. My name's Tyrone, so if you want to find me on there, add me on the other account as well. Also, not that I post, but this one's my active account. They can reach out to yourself. There's a load of people in the comments as well that if you don't even want to reach out to me, Aaron or Calvin, you can reach out to Jim, Joel, anyone else, Bully. There's a couple of people that are around when we go live that is going to be able to help you in some sort of way, you know? So
Yeah.
yeah, on that note,
Georgina,
I
I
feel
appreciate
like,
that.
huh?
I was just saying thank you to Georgina. I appreciate her comment.
Yeah, that's it. I just seen that then, and big respect to her as well because
Yeah.
I feel like not everyone has to comment. No one. We're not forcing people to appreciate what we've done or what we've spoken about, but I feel it's nice to have that balance and have them people showing us that what we're doing is right. Do you know what I
And
mean? Like,
we're just trying to help people through what experiences we've had
yeah,
and try and
exactly.
get
Don't
them
be
through that.
people that we never really had.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I feel like that's a big thing for me. And I'm not saying I never had family or I never had love, but I lost people that could have spoke to me the way I speak to other people. And
Yeah.
they ain't there no more. They ain't never going to come back. So, I feel like if I can be that person to save, if there's 1,000 people and I can save or impact one person's life, then do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, buddy. Like everyone, I feel like I definitely feel like I wish I had that support growing up. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like it's never too late. And if we can find it later on in life, we find it later on in life.
Yeah.
Maybe we had to have gone through what we had went through before we could get to the point that we're at now and finding peace and stuff within it.
Yeah.
So yeah, listen, I'm going to let you bounce. To all 9 of you now, was just 8, has been higher. A shout out to every single one of you, and I appreciate you for coming in. And thank you again. We'll be back next week. Anyone that's followed me today, I'll be following you back. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support. I appreciate the gifts. Obviously, you don't have to gift. There's no need for you to have done so. Georgina, I'll drop you a follow back now. Yeah, just know that there's people out there. If you want to speak to them, you want to reach out, it can be just about day-to-day life. It doesn't have to be about mental health. It don't have to be about struggles. It can just be that extra person to show you a bit of love and support. But there's enough people there. Jim, big shout out. And yeah,
Just one question.
we'll be back. Huh?
Just one thing. Who needs to write a book, a quote book?
Who?
Someone's put, Shia Louise put, you seriously need to write a quote book or something. Word are insane. I'm not sure who she's on about there.
Yeah, who you on about? Who needs to write a quote? But because I feel like I feel like if we all chipped in and we all done one, it would be a
Oh, God, yeah.
bestseller. Georgina, I appreciate that. But
Yeah.
yeah, I know from my page, my page is full of quotes. Do you know what I mean? Oh, me. Oh, big love for that. Big love for that. Yeah, I kind of feel like I try my best to paint a picture because I feel if you can paint the picture and the other person can view your words through the picture in their mindset, you've already achieved something. And that is one of my biggest. See, I'd never really talk about things that I feel are good about myself, and that's not in a negative way, but I just feel like there's so much that I feel like was that your words have hit. So thank you. Honestly, anytime, like if you ever need anything like that, just honestly reach out. But I feel like I try to paint the best picture, and I may like rabble on a little bit about certain things, but I feel like my analogies and the way I explain things and talk about things is massive because I feel like I've never. If I can't understand the person, I'm not going to open up. So I feel like if I can let you explain, like if I can explain myself to a person and they feel slightly similar or they can relate or they can picture in their mind what I'm painting for them, then they'll be able to stand in that gallery and pay £2 to go in and view the beautifulest pictures that Tyrone can paint. Even if it is just with words, because my archery is terrible. I can't paint pictures on a book, but with my words, I'm fantastic.
Yeah.
I give myself credit for that. Do you know what I mean? I definitely give myself credit for that. So yeah, no, big love for that. And,
Bully's just come up with a good thing there.
yeah,
But writing a book from about all, well, like a book, but from all of our perspectives. And then Jim's
Yeah.
put this, it should be called Tales from a Broken Man That's Rebuilt.
Hey, that's a lovely setting. That is. That's a lovely setting. Do you know what? I remember talking a couple of years back. Like, do you know, growing up, I used to write poetry and stuff like that. And I don't wear handbags or heels. I promise people. Like, I used to write poetry.
Yeah, suit you.
Yeah, well, I don't know, mate. I don't know. Lines are still dying.
Hey, we'll get you dressed up like Frankenfurter from Rocky Horror Picture Show.
I feel like years ago I wanted to write a book, but do you know what? I don't feel like I would have had an impact if I would have wrote a book 10 years ago than I would now, because I feel like coming from a man's place now, like people say it to me all the time. Like, you do the school run, but you talk to so many people. You're so popular. You're so this. And I'm like, no, I'm real. Like, people relate to me because I know I'm a man, but like, I'm definitely a man. But like, I ain't none of these microwave types, but I'm definitely a man. But I feel like I, I, I live a single parent life, and that's how I value myself now as a person. Is like, I'm a single parent, and there's not many dads out there like me. There's not. I'd love. I know a couple of people that's got custody of their kids, but they've got partners. Do you know what I mean? They have partners, and their kids are from other previous relationships. That's not my case. That's not my case. So I feel like I want to be the advocate for men and women that know that, like, I relate to a lot more women than I do men nowadays. And it's never on a flirty relationship sort of status. It's more on like, I can relate to you because I know what it's like to be the only one getting up. I know what it's like to always deal with the problems. Always, if something goes wrong, you're the one at the hospital. You have to find cover for like other people to watch the kids when you take one ear, the school runs. I call myself Cinderella with a beard because past 5 o'clock at night, all I do is cook, clean, and end up with bad knees, but by being on the floor.
Cinderella.
Bearderella, I like it. I like it. But that's it. I just feel, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like I want to be there for people that, like, I never had someone there for. Like, my mum said to me the other day, she was like, Tyrone, I didn't know you was doing this. Like, it made me cry. And I was just like, ah, that's not what I wanted, but I appreciate it. But I just know that I'm trying my hardest. You know what I mean?
It's a good thing if you're affecting people that way with your
Yeah,
content,
100%.
because it means you're actually hitting.
Ah, Bully, big love, big love. Drop me a message, mate. We relate on some stuff, that's for sure. Bully just said that he's got custody of his. Like, yeah, big respect, Nate, because I don't know, I'm not being like sexist when I say this, but I feel like women have that natural, they carry the baby, they love it, they have that emotional connection from the day that they, yeah, when they connect, they have that connection from when they conceive. And I feel like now, for me, I feel I as a dad, it's to have two, not just one, but two baby mums that have palmed their kids off and don't bother with them is crazy. It's very unheard of to have it once, let alone twice. Like, my mum says to me all the time, like, how did you do it twice? And I'm just like, hold on, I'm a product of my environment, and the people I've been around are not the best person to be around. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I feel like it's a hard thing for me to go through, but Bully, shout out, bro, because I know firsthand. When she got 4 kids, my youngest stays with me, bro. She's 16. Wow, bro. Listen, I got 5. Yeah, I got 4 boys and 1 little girl. So my older 2 live with my mum and dad because I was 20 when that happened. And I was living at my mum's and stuff, but I never had a house. It would have been worse off if I would have tried to fight for them then. I was still young. I was very immature. My cousin had died when I was 17, and then me and the ex split up. So I was very depressed, different mindset. And then I feel like I said earlier, like, I'm not a big God believer, but I feel like someone upstairs has made me go through the same situation twice for longer and worse of the situation for me to realize I needed to step up. I needed to be different. So like now I have custody of my 3 younger ones. I I have two boys and a girl. My youngest I've had since 16 months old, 15 months old. He's now 5. I've taught him to walk. I've taught him to talk. I've done the night feeds, the nappies. I've done everything on my own, where I feel in the beginning I was never really given a chance to have done so. So yeah, I'm massive on that. Do you know what I mean? Georgina's put, I have 2 children. You raised my oldest on my own, but I can't fault my partner as he taken my oldest on. Hey, big love for that, and shout out to him. I feel like step parents are also a big shout out. I know obviously, Aaron, your situation's a bit different, but I feel for me, like my stepdad come into my life when I was like 2.5, 3, and that I wouldn't be half of the man that I am today if it wasn't for Mark, like my stepdad. That the roof over my head, the clothes on my back, the love, you know, it's always been there. And him and my mum are still together now, or they might have their little bitchy moments, but they're still together now. And I feel like that's been a massive support in my life. My kids, my older 2 know that he isn't my dad, but my younger 3, there's never a question. They don't know who my real dad is. My real dad died 2 years ago. I never had that relationship with my real dad. And even when I did, he tried to rob me. He got me into trouble, and I was on the wrong path anyway. So it never done me no favors. So I feel like, yeah, step parents also can be a big, massive respect. Do you know what I mean? I feel like I would never get someone involved in my kids if they didn't love the kids or have any sort of respect towards my kids and my situation, because I wouldn't want to do that. I fight for my kids every day. Why would I want someone in their life that, you know, is not going to show them that love or that respect that they deserve? Because they're fantastic people. Everyone's kids are. Do you know what I mean? Everyone's kids are fantastic. But if they can't feel safe, what are we to do as people? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I generally, mate, like, do you know what? As much as I love doing it with Calvin, having this little time on my own as well I think it's given me that confidence to be able to do it to myself, for myself, because I feel like that's one thing, like even me and Joel and me and Jim have spoken about, is that confidence for me is never been there. I've never had that confidence, and now I'm at a point where I'm like, I'm so good mentally, I'm living a life I want to live, I've got no distractions, I'm doing it for me, I'm doing it for my kids, I'm living away. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I made it this far. I spoke it into existence. That law of attraction talk and that focused mindset is a big key to yourself. Do you know what I mean? It is a big key. And if you can talk that and invoke that in your brain set, the sky ain't the limit. The sky is not the limit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It is not the limit. Thank you. I appreciate that. I've learned to become proud of myself. Let's put it that way. In the beginning, I kind of like, if you're a parent, you can probably relate. Like I feel I was never, I don't know why I sounded like Alexander Usyk then. How do you feel? I feel that, I've always wanted to be proud of myself, but can you really, like, Bully, you might be able to, give a touchdown on this as well, and all the mums in here that are like parents and stuff, but do you feel like it's, even you, Aaron, do you feel it's acceptable to feel proud for being a parent? Because I know that's one thing I struggled with, was people saying you need to be proud of yourself. Why? I'm a parent. I chose to lie down. I chose to have kids. It was my responsibility to take them on. Why should I be proud of doing what I'm doing? It's my job. It's what I signed up for. You don't sign a work contract and decide that you're not going to work because you're not going to have a job. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like nowadays
the way you look at it, this is the way I see it, yeah? If you can be proud of your kids, of the way they turn out, then you have something to be proud of.
Yeah, 100%.
In yourself.
And do you know what? I get it all the time. Like people say to me, Tyrone, your kids are so polite. They're so respectful. They're so loving. They're so caring. How could any of them have just walked away? And I'm like, we don't, that's negative. We don't talk about the negatives. We don't care who walked away. We open the door and we let them go. That's it. We close the door behind them and we keep within our bubble and we keep ourselves to ourselves. And that's the best way, I think, for it to be. And I feel like, yeah, like my kids, all 5 of my kids will always be my biggest achievement in life. No matter if I won the lottery and become a millionaire tomorrow and moved out of Cheltenham, my kids will always be the people that got me to where I had to be. Do you know? Well, I've got big dreams. I started TikTok to be able to, if I'm honest, it wasn't for none of this. It was I wanted that money. I wanted to gel out of the area that I was from. I wanted to live it up in a beach somewhere. But I had still things that I needed to change. I no longer smoke. I no longer do dumb stuff. I'm no longer around idiotic people. So now my life is starting to grow again on a different scale. I'm off on holiday this weekend. Going away is going to show me a different life. It's going to show me the sun. It's going to show me the beach. It's going to show me what could be like if I get my life in order, and how much of a better start I can give my kids, because it's never too late to start.
Of course, for you.
Go on.
With what you've just said, why are you not proud of yourself then?
I generally feel that it's probably just because I'm a parent. It's what I signed up for. Like, why should I be proud? Like, admittedly, I feel it also comes down to never being told you're proud of. A bit like yourself from a kid. Like, if you're not told that you're proud, like they're proud of you. Like, my mum said it to me the other day about doing this live stuff. And if I'm honest, I was just like, all right, cool. Because where is it when I needed it? Where is it for saying, Tyrone, I'm proud that you're still here today. I'm still proud that you done it for you, except everyone else. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like I've never really had that. So proud, I think, is a big word. And I've had to learn to accept to be proud of myself because of the amount of people that don't turn up for us.
Yeah. No, I get that.
You know
But
what I mean?
maybe that's at the time then, that was the universe saying you wasn't ready for it. And now you are.
I'm big on the universe, bro. The universe was kicking me, mate. He was keeping me down. Someone was keeping
Now,
me down because my come up was going to be bigger than my downfall.
exactly. Now look at you.
Oh,
Yeah.
bro, I thrive
Yeah.
every day.
Exactly. So
I
you've
thrive.
got you. If anyone has the right to be proud, it is you. Yeah. Forget that pride comes before a false shit. That's because
Yeah.
people don't want to see you achieve that level. So they
No, because
put
there's
that.
so many people that are like-minded and less headed than where we're at, and they're the people that I feel that we have to separate ourselves from. We have to
Yeah, but
separate
you
ourselves from
need
them
to
sort of
rise
people.
above them because they will just keep dragging you down, bro.
100%. The moment you give someone a ladder to climb above yourself, they're already above you, like, because you've put them there, not because they've chose to go there themselves. You've put them there, and that's what I feel is like one of the biggest struggles that we have to overcome in life is having that between us. Do you know what I mean? And having that respect, having that balance. But it's key to yourself. You have to have it to yourself. So, like, yeah, I feel like, to answer your question, I'm now getting proud. I'm proud of myself, and it's took a lot to get me there. We're 4 years in June of doing it solo. Do you know what I mean? I'm not no Ayaz, but I've been kicking it solo, and like I feel, yeah, we've done great. We've smashed it. Like, we ain't going back. I ain't never giving up. My kids will carry me to my grave because that's what they do. Because I've carried them through life. I know I do good when my kid says to me, Dad, when I'm older, I'm going to buy you a car. I'm going to buy you a house. I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
Do it for yourself. That's what I always inculcate my kids. Do it for you. You don't need to do it for me. I'll be happy to see you achieve anything you want to achieve. Do you know what I mean? It's one of them. Bully put, I'm haunting my kids. Yeah, that's it. 100%. I feel like once you have that balance, like I have it with my kids where I have the boys. Like, my oldest will come up, he's 12, we come and watch Stay Here, watch the boxing, watch the UFC. But we always have to have that play fight. We always, with all of my boys, even my daughter, I walk past her, put her ponytail, or like, what are you looking at? Do you know what I mean? I have to have that love and that respect there from them to be able to get it back. And yeah, I'm very proud of myself. Do you know what I mean?
Good.
Yeah, it's definitely one of them. It's definitely one of them. So yeah, I am going to bounce because I am dying for a toilet. I'm dying for a lag. Literally, I've had 4 coffees today to build myself up to do this anyway. So I'm feeling that.
So I need to make a brew and all.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. But listen, I'll say it again, people. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for reaching out. Thank you for doing everything. Likes, follows, everything. Big love to you all. And yeah, we'll be back. Huh? Much love. Yeah, that's it. And we'll be back next week. We'll be back next week. Jim, we'll be doing it again as well. Me and Jim will be doing it through the week at night times to grab a couple more people in when people are feeling a bit more vulnerable and people in at work. So yeah, stay tuned. We got this. We got this. And people, keep going. Don't give up. Every one of you are special in your own little way. Do you know what I mean? We got this, bro. We got this. Yeah, Bully. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, do it on Mondays as well. Like you said, like, yeah, we do whatever. I'm up for anything. Do you know what I mean? I'm up for starting on my own nowadays. This little interaction here with just seeing myself. Do you know what I mean? Just seeing myself has been a big achievement for me, as like people like Joel and all will know. So yeah, much love and big respect. We'll speak to you all soon.